There are four cheap businesses that generate a ton of cash. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thank you for joining me today, where we're going to talk about the four cheapest businesses that generate a ton of cash. Now, if cash flow is really important to you right now, and you don't care so much about what you're selling, you don't care so much about what you're promoting, you just need to make a ton of cash to support other projects. Here are four cheap businesses that can generate you a ton of cash this year. Starting with number one, network marketing. What I love about network marketing is that you can generate a ton of cash. There's no setup fees. There's no contractual agreements. You can get in and get out as fast as you want. There's no stock or inventory that you have to have. You don't have to create systems. You don't have to create processes. And there's virtually no risk to you. I have seen network marketing businesses around the world, businesses generating hundreds of millions of dollars every single year. They have a proven process, they have a proven system, they have proven products and services, they have testimonials of happy customers. And I see new people, excited people, enthusiastic people like you start a network marketing business, and they start to generate 6 and 7 figure incomes in the first couple of years. So if you want to generate a ton of cash and you want to do it really quickly, and you don't want to have to set up all the intellectual property, if you don't want to have to design the products and services, jump into network marketing. That's my number one. My number two on the list is coaching and consulting. Now, if you're between the age of 35 to 55, you already have 10 to 20 years, maybe even 30 years of life experience, even career experience. And one of the beautiful parts about starting a coaching or a consulting business is today you do not need a physical location. I've been operating my business since 2012 online. So it's already been 9 years, coming up 10 years doing business strictly online. So I don't have to worry about a physical location. I've got clients in New Zealand, Australia, Asia, the Middle East. I've got them in Europe, and I've also got them in America. And I can serve a global community with no physical location. The most physical I get is my office. In addition, with a coaching and consulting business, most of the time there's no inventory. We sell what's called an air product. It's air. These are ideas. It's the transfer of knowledge. So the knowledge is stored in here, and you don't need inventory. You don't need to have 100 iPads sitting out the back that are holding up $10,000 or $20,000 of your cash. In addition, there's no research and development required. You've already acquired this knowledge over the past 10, 20, or 30 years. And what you do is you then sell your knowledge and expertise to other people. In addition, the best part is you're selling your time and your knowledge. Let's face it, you're given 24 hours a day to use however you please. And as a coach or a consultant, you are selling your time and you are selling your knowledge. Now, I know coaches who earn $50 an hour. I know coaches who earn $500 an hour. I know coaches who charge $5,000 per hour for their specialized knowledge. And once you start to get into these high levels of coaching and consulting fees, you might only need to do 2, 3, or maybe even 5 hours of coaching and consulting per week. And you could be earning 5 and 10 times more than the people working inside of those organizations. So the number two cheap business that generates a ton of cash is a coaching and consulting business. Number three, if you need to generate a ton of cash, get into real estate. What I love about real estate is you can earn easily $10,000 to $15,000 in commissions per sale of a home. Now, a lot of times there is no cost to generate leads. In today's market, you can still generate leads through prospecting. You can do telephone prospecting. You can go door to door. You can do referral marketing. And there is also no cost to generate leads. Yes, of course, you can spend money to generate leads. However, you can do it on a shoestring budget. In addition, there's not always a need for a license. What you can often do is operate under somebody else's license. Real estate is also one of the final frontiers where you can earn a ton of money and have little to no formal education. I know real estate agents who are earning $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 per year in straight commissions, and they have as little as a year 10 education. So if you don't like formal education and you like professional and personal development, maybe a career in real estate is great for you. Within 3 to 6 months, you could build a database, and within 3 to 6 months, you could start to make $10,000 to $15,000 in commission per sale. These are big, fat commission checks, and you can do them right now. I saw on the weekend a property where one of my family members live sold for $500,000 about 15 years ago. On the market on the weekend, sold for close to $2 million. The market is hot all around the world, and real estate, you can get in easily and you can still make a ton of money. So number 3, if you need a business that makes a ton of money, get into real estate. Number 4, this is the 4th business that generates a ton of cash. It's one that I know a lot about. The 4th one is being a pawnbroker and a secondhand dealer. One of the beautiful parts about being a pawnbroker and secondhand dealer, you get to lend your own money. You get to lend your own cash out to people at 20% interest per month or part thereof. You can earn 20% interest on your money per month or part thereof. So what that means to you is if you're lending $1,000 out, you can make $200 interest on that $1,000 lent out every single month or part thereof. If somebody comes to your pawnbroking business and they borrow $1,000 and they come back in 1 hour, you will earn $200 on your $1,000 loan. So even if you had to borrow the money from the bank, you're still miles ahead. But the majority of people who own pawnbrokers and secondhand dealers are lending their own money. In addition, money lending is one of the oldest industries in the world. So get into it. It's proven everybody needs money. For as long as you and I are on this planet, everybody's going to need money. In addition, trading, buying and selling second-hand goods. There's a huge market for second-hand phones. There's a huge market for second-hand computer goods. And you can buy these at a fraction of the price. You can buy these second-hand at sometimes 1/10 of the price that they sell for new, and then you can resell them. Sometimes getting up to 50, 60, and even 70% of the current retail price. One of the beautiful parts about being a pawnbroker or a second-hand dealer, there's virtually no risk. It is almost impossible to lose your money. Our family spent 17 years in the pawnbroking and second-hand dealing business, and I'll tell you what, it's one of the best industries you can be in if you need to generate tons of cash right now. So these are the top 4 best businesses that you can start right now that generate a ton of cash. Ladies and gentlemen, leave a comment in the comments box below, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Have a wonderful day.